Welcome back, everybody. It is the Working Brother back at you with another talk. Drago Bosnic. Drago is back for the not so weekly roundup of his articles. Drago, welcome back. How you been?
I'm great, and it's always great being here, man.
Yeah, excellent to have you back. I can't wait to get into some of the more unorthodox things that we're going to do later for this talk. I love having you on because you're very flexible with your timing, and my scheduling is very flexible. So, like today, I was like, "Hey, Drago, do you want to record?" And you're like, "Yeah, when?" And I was like, "I don't know, today." So here we are. It's today, and we're recording. The time doesn't matter, but what matters is that we managed to get together and record. Everybody who's new here, hi, welcome, subscribe. This is a comedy show. Nothing we say or do here has anything to do with reality. Now that that's out of the way, Drago, you've got some articles for us.
Yep.
Let's see what we've got here. These are not as... Oh, for those who don't know, Drago writes for BRICS information portal. Neo-Nazi juntas F16s flying from NATO countries. Great way to start World War III. Really? They're really going to do this? Like, I heard them talking about this, but they're really going to do this?
Mentioning it, I have no other logical conclusion except that they're going to try that, at least try, with a few jets, I suppose. And if that goes, maybe they will equip entire squadrons and then send them to Ukraine from NATO airfields, such as in Poland or Romania or some other countries. It's just, I mean, how else to call it except insane, because they're gambling with a war with another nuclear power. So, and the worst thing of all is that the Ukrainians will be getting these nuclear capable Dutch F16s, and the Russians have no way of knowing what those jets are carrying, because you can't really know what sort of a bomb it is attached to it, because it doesn't say it's a nuke, it just is a bomb, conventionally looking bomb. So it could open the Pandora's box of escalation that we've never seen in the history of mankind, essentially. But they keep talking about it, as you said. Like, they keep saying that they cannot expect that there will be any airfield for any squadrons of F-16s, because they are relatively logistics heavy, and they require special spaces enclosed, acclimatize, and so on. So you're not going to be able to operate them from these robust Soviet era airfields, which the MiG-29s and Su-27s can use, because they're much more robust aircraft. You need like very, very well-maintained airfields, and it's very difficult to maintain airfields when you have hypersonic missiles falling on them. So, the only place you can put them, you can base them in, are NATO bases.
Yeah, what can I say? You're spot on. You mentioned those airfields that keep getting bombed by the Russians within Ukraine, and we already discussed every time that they bring up the F-16s, we cover the fact that they can't get to Ukraine or be in Ukraine or whatever. So like flying from outside of Ukraine is no surprise as like a thing, but like if they're really planning on doing that, then I don't know what they're expecting. Like as the article says, it's a great way to start World War III. Like pretty simple. This is a comedy show, so I wanted to take a little a break here. Where is it? Oh, there it is. In case you missed it, this is what social media looked like in the past week. There's a lot of Haktua going on. And of course, many of the subscribers sent in their own Haktua memes. This is from Citizen 1001.
The craziest part for me is that this Haktua girl has become the epitome of conservatism in Western countries. So, like, how is this even possible?
Yeah, I don't know. There's like it backfired in a good way and then in a bad way, and like I don't know. It's just a big distraction, kind of like Lewinsky. Hey, fun fact: did you know when the original Haktua was happening under Bill Clinton's desk, that Serbia was getting bombed the most it had ever been bombed, and the fact that that day when the news broke was the day that the most bombs were dropped on Serbia. Fun fact from living abroad during the 90s. Drago. We've got more comedy here. Russia should immediately start shooting down all NATO ISR. I've been saying that. How long have we been saying that?
I don't know, for 2 years now at least, man. I mean, I just I've just been saying it for so long that I consider it an axiom, essentially. Although in a way it has become an oxymoron to even talk about it. Like, it should be something that is like right there, that should have been happening for 2 years already. But yeah, there is a theory which might hold, that the Russians were essentially trying to observe these ISR drones to learn more about them, and then so they could then build effective countermeasures in case of an all-out war, which does sound logical. However, like, how much time do you need to study ISR drones? You essentially have ways to pick up the signals, to simply triangulate whatever you want to triangulate. You know where the bases are and so on. So I guess, I guess they were just looking for the most adequate moment. However, like, what is the most adequate moment? Like, is it when they start killing your people on beaches? I mean, beachgoers, like people who are not part of the war in any way. I just don't see how people on beaches can be contributing to the Russian military in any way. But it seems that for the fans of nuts, these people are legitimate military targets, as well as for NATO, which is guiding these missiles and rockets. So the thing that broke the camel's back was essentially what happened in Sevastopol last week, when all these people were targeted. And I mean, there would have been hundreds of dead if it weren't for the Russian air defenses and ABM systems that shot down most of those drones, most of those missiles. And but the point is, the debris of the missile killed 4 people and wounded like 150 others. So I think the Russians finally understand that they should start shooting them down. And according to some claims, they've already started doing that, which is one of the articles we're going to talk about, I guess, soon.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things going on, but the point is that maybe it's beyond like just signals intelligence. Maybe they were tracking their deployment tactics. They're like patterns of refueling and like whatever else. Like, there could be multi-layered things that the Russians were watching while they were being watched, so to say.
Yeah. Yeah, that's.
I want to take a break for a tiny little second and thank everybody who's bought me a coffee. There's been quite a few of you in the last week or so. So thanks to everybody who's bought me a coffee. Thank you also to everybody who's a patron. And thank you for everybody who continues to be a guest, including you, Drago. Thank you for your patience with my really, really bad humor. Shall we do a meme? Or shall we do...
Let's do a meme.
We were kind of low on articles because we're like, actually relatively regular this week. so we need to do a meme. Let's do a random day in Florida. Normal day in Florida. 27th of June is now Bible Day. Certifies male as the official gender of Florida, and hospitals can sell beer and wine. Florida for the win. What can I say? It's not quite Texas. Where would you move, Drago, if you wanted to move to the States? Would you move to the States? Have you ever wanted to move to the States?
Like, if it were the last country on the planet, I wouldn't move to the States. Let's just be clear about that.
Not even like Alaska? Not even Alaska?
Maybe if the liberals get the fuck out and the Russians come back in, maybe in that case.
All right, this is a comedy show. I just had to poke and prod a bit to see. Okay, we've got more comedy lines here. US, UK, and EU preparing for war against Russia. Why? Why are they preparing for war against Russia? Russia does not want war. Why are you doing this?
Because the Kiev team is winning, man. They're winning, so they don't any help at all. So
we discussed that last time. Yeah.
So it's just fucking insane. I mean, what they're doing now is they've reinstated the pre-Vietnam War era draft in the United States. So any male from 18 to 26 is now officially a conscript in the United States, and they can be drafted into the military if there is a war with Russia, which seems to be the plan of the guys at the Pentagon, whose kids I'm pretty sure will also get the draft, right?
Is it exclusively with Russia, or like even if it breaks out with China? Can they
They
still
didn't
get drafted?
specify what the reason for the draft is. They just like said that it could be applied as a law at any moment if the U.S. is jeopardized by North Korea or whoever, I guess. They did that, and the funny thing is, one of the co-sponsors of this was proud feminist Democrat representative whose name I forgot. And she was advocating for females to get the draft too. However, when the chances of World War III went up, she realized that's not a very good idea for her, obviously. So she's co-sponsored this NDAA Act, which includes only males. So female feminist is deciding only males to go to war. Very feminist of her, I guess.
It's just like the memes with all the feminists in the
Yeah.
kitchen when World War III starts. Like,
Right.
is it life
I
imitating art? Yeah, I was just gonna say, is it life imitating art or the other way around? Um,
yeah.
in any case, this also came up across my feed. So on ABC News weather, Homo genitus cirrus. Homo meaning man, genitus meaning made, Homo genitus cirrus meaning made mad cloud. You can't make this stuff up. It's a conspiracy theory, man.
I was just about to say, like, this isn't the only thing about their article. I also mentioned that the UK is now changing its military ads to get more people to join the UK
They have white
military.
people in it now.
Yeah, yeah. Like before, if I'm pretty sure people remember the pre 2023 ads where you have all this diversity and all these LGBTQ people and minorities and so on and so on. Now suddenly they realize that those people don't want to go to war. I know, shocking. However, they've changed the ads completely, and now the only people that are featured in these new ads are white people. It seems because they finally realized, oh, they're still the majority, and they're the only ones who want to fight in a war. So let's make an ad that's going to, get them into the military. So funny how that works. Diversity out and warmongering in, I guess.
Um, yeah. What can I say? We're gonna get a shirt. I'm gonna get a shirt sooner or later. There's gonna be merch one day. I promise, people. In the meantime, I wish humor could be like the old days. Movies now, we gotta be careful not to offend anyone. Movies in the 1980s. Right? Please leave the runway. If you remember this movie, leave a comment.
They really didn't give a damn at the time, man. I remember the era.
Humor. It's changed. Drago, how far can American money push the Kiev's regime suicidal war with Russia? Well, not very far, because you can't buy things with money that you can't produce, basically.
Exactly. You pretty much summed up the article. I was simply talking about the fact that the political West sent approximately so far around $400 billion to the Kiev regime. In the meantime, the Russian defense budget has gone quite up, but it's still in nominal terms. It's supposed to be 200 billion in 2024. Even more in 2025. But the interesting thing is the Russians are getting a lot bigger bang for the buck because they've already destroyed up to $200 billion in weapons that the Kiev regime has gotten. So, and of course, the atrocious 10-to-1 casualty ratio, which might be even worse according to some sources, but let's stick to the 10-to-1 because that's the proven one. It's quite interesting how that works. Like they keep talking about the fact that Russia has the economy the size of Spain, that it's going to lose the war and so on. But we're not saying that. We're saying that Ukraine, which would be the third most powerful NATO country if it were a member, losing against Russia 10-1. So it's not a very good omen for the rest of the peaceful alliance that is guarding the global peace, I guess.
Yes, the defenders of freedom, rights, democracy, and all that is good and glorious and gay. In any case, we've got a little bit of a serious topic to get into. And what better way to get into a serious topic than to cover it using a meme, right? Let me just get this lined up so that there's a nice background for everybody. Oh, it's not lined up. There we go. So, in Serbia, in Belgrade, the Israeli embassy, a Serbian convert to Islam, who had been to Bosnia, if I'm not mistaken, pulled out a crossbow and shot at a Serbian gendarmerie officer who survived, thankfully, and killed the terrorist. So we've got a meme here from the Serbian National Meme Coordination Body. They originally posted it. Other Serbian meme pages stole their shit. Serbian meme pages, come on, credit them. What the fuck? Belgrade, today, in front of the Israeli embassy, a maniac, lunatic with a weapon, obviously from the Middle Ages, and the Serbian gendarmerie. If anybody's seen the movie, they'll recognize the scene. It's a good meme. How do you feel about what happened here, Drago?
Well, first of all, I really wish the guy gets recovered as soon as possible. I want to commend him because getting shot by a damn crossbow in your neck and pulling out a gun while the dart is in your neck and then shooting the guy from 40 or 50 meters away is a hell of a thing to do. And, you know, unlike all these Marvel superheroes that they keep, you know, showing in the movies, we actually have real ones here in Serbia. So,
for like, yeah, I forgot to mention he got shot in the neck with the thing, and there's actually a photo, but we're not going to show it. And yeah, like you say, like, kudos to him for like taking care of business before like attending to himself. And the doctors later said that the fact that he left the arrow in is what saved his life, basically, because they went into like a really complicated procedure and operation to save him. The point is, Muslims versus salafis, and I wanted to draw attention to the fact that, you know, Serbia, this is happening just around the time that the thing in Dagestan happened, and in Dagestan it was also salafis. And in Dagestan, they went after Jews and Christians. And like some analysts said, the attack here wasn't at, you know, the Israelis or the Israeli embassy. There was an attack by, you know, dark forces at the Serbian state, basically, and the cohesion of the Serbian people. So
I mean, I'm pretty sure that whoever did this, just like in Dagestan or Serbia, wherever, those people obviously want to disrupt national unity. They want to cause as much tension and hatred as possible. And, you know, I mean, the Israelis are the least important here because killing a guy who's a guard, who's on a guard post, is not going to hurt Israel at all. If you want to, you know, hurt Israel, go to Palestine and help those people getting bombed every day. You're not going to go and attack a random police officer who hasn't done anything to you or hasn't done anything to the Palestinians or whoever. So it's obviously, I think whoever was behind this chose the target to conceal their true intentions and, of course, to cause disruptions in Serbia, just like they did in Russia, as you said. So
whoever was behind this, I gotta get that glowy sticker somewhere here so we can be like, you know, when you're working for the CIA.
We really know, but we have to say whoever is behind this.
Whoever might actually be behind all these clandestine operations. The other thing that I wanted to draw the parallel to with the whole Salafi and Muslim thing, Zionism uses Jews as human shields. This was shared by a page that I follow from Kuwait. Zionism uses Jews as human shields, the same way that salafists use Muslims as human shields, basically, or any kind of extremist use the general population as shields for their ideology. Drago, comment?
Oh, it's funny how these U.S. aligned movements, extremist movements, have very similar policies. Really shocking, I have to say.
Yeah, it's surprising. One would never expect such things from free and democratic West, where they can all be individuals and do their own thing. You'd never expect such cohesion of thought.
Exactly. And two
Is
opposing
it?
religions, like two fundamental currents in two very opposing religions, have very, very similar or virtually the same way of doing things. Quite
And,
interesting.
and they both help ISIS, by accident. In any case, speaking of authoritarian control of regimes and narratives, North Korea is really sending troops to the Ukrainian conflict zone, or is this all Russian propaganda? I mean, Western propaganda. Tell us,
Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. They've been talking about it as if it's already happening. And there are some Western media sources that are saying that they're already there, which simply to me doesn't make any sense. The only people that I can imagine being there are probably the advisors or some people who are helping the Russians coordinate and integrate North Korean systems into their simply like into their military. So the whole point is all of this is essentially a lie. However, I did point out the possibility that the Russians are getting artillery shells, rockets, and missiles from the North Koreans because the North Koreans have a massive stockpile of these things. So it makes sense that they will use that. So and of course, like there are various weapon systems that the Russians could integrate easily because those North Korean designs were based on Soviet era or Russian designs themselves. So, like if you take a KN-23, you could easily integrate it with a unit that fires Iskanders. Just have to make some changes, obviously, but you could do it because they know how it functions. Or, for example, the KN-25, which is sort of like a short-range ballistic missile guided rocket hybrid that could fill in the gaps that the Russians don't have because they were under various treaty limitations, such as the INF Treaty, which simply prevented them from having long range, I mean, medium to intermediate range missiles that could, make their targeting of the Kiev regime forces easier, but they didn't have them because, like, for 30 years it was illegal.
Yeah. So what you're saying is it's highly unlikely that there's any combat troops there on the
Yeah.
ground, but advisors, just like Ukraine has military advisors.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the point is like these advisors for artillery and missiles, they're hundreds of kilometers behind the front lines. They're not doing any fighting. They probably don't even carry, guns or rifles or maybe not even pistols because it's not necessary. There aren't any, enemy troops to worry about because you're 500 kilometers behind the front line.
Um, we'll get into that later. We've got some very interesting stuff coming up later for all of those who stick around to the end. In the meantime, I wanted to draw attention to this, which was also sent in by Citizen 1001 on the Telegram chat group known as the General Media Conglomerate, where there was 337 messages waiting for him. Avalanche area, no stopping or standing next three-quarter mile. George McMillan III from the George playlist stopped in to chat, and a bunch of you asked him a bunch of questions, and he answered you all. So if you are all interested in anything like that, you can always find me on Telegram. Hold on, wait, I have that thing. Oh, there we go. Look, it's like the Moscow subway. You don't know how big it is. And if there's a secret tunnel to the Kremlin. In any case, I think we have one more article from you, Drago, and then we're going to get into some of the more unorthodox stuff we have planned here. How apropos, as they would say, a drone. Why is NATO suddenly backing off in the Black Sea? Tell us why, Drago.
Yeah. I mean, you know it obviously.
I don't know.
The point is this ties into my previous article about the fact that the Russians should start shooting them down. Well, that seems that's exactly what they've started doing. at least according to the fighter bomber, which is one of the most prominent Russian mil bloggers, and also a former fighter jet pilot himself. The whole point is he claims that there's a video of a Russian MiG-31 BM flying at a speed of 2.3 Mach 2.3, which is around 2,800 kilometers per hour, next to the RQ-4B Global Hawk ISR drone. It seems the drone didn't like it very much, and there was some turbulence involved. What happened to the drone?
The explanation of this post is hilarious. Like the phrasing of it: by total accident and in a freak coincidence, somewhere over the vast skies of the Black Sea, this tiny little drone and this very fast and huge Russian plane accidentally missed each other by accident, by very few meters, and the air turbulence could have caused some damage to the drone. Like the way it was worded was just pure gold. Sorry, I had to do that. You want to continue?
You explained it perfectly. Like that's exactly what happened. This breeze that the MiG-31 caused, well, in turn, it caused turbulence for the RQ-4. As I said, we don't have any evidence what happened to the drone. Some say it crashed or became a submarine, if you want, and some say it flew back, which of course is also possible because I want to remind people back in 2011, some Russian electronic warfare units were sent to Iran, and they essentially hijacked they did that multiple times, but they hijacked one of the, and then downed one of the RQ-4 drones that was spying on Iranian air defenses. So since then, a lot of these
Time out. This is news to me. You're telling me that the Iranians, when they landed that drone by spoofing the GPS, that wasn't the Iranians, that was the Russians with the Iranians?
Yeah, there are certain sources that are claiming that the Russians were there, that the Russian personnel was there, and the system is called the Optobaza. That's the Russian name for it. Manufactured by the Quant company, if I'm not mistaken. It's a Moscow-based producer of electronic equipment and for the military, obviously. And it was the first year when the Iranians got the system, so it's very possible that they were not very accustomed to using it. So we can expect that the Russians were there, the Russian personnel were there. So there are a lot of these military sources that are claiming that, even U.S. ones that are claiming that the Russians were there and that they essentially downed the drone. And that's how North Korea, for example, got its hands on some of the technology and then made their own copy of some kind, which Shoigu actually saw back in March. So when he was visiting North Korea. So the whole thing is after that happened, the Americans installed these AI systems in their drones, which function in the way that if you lose connection or something bad happens to your drone, the AI system takes over and automatically sends the drone back to its mother base. So essentially, this could have happened, or if fighter bomber is correct, then the drone is a submarine at this point. So whichever of these two things happened, it disrupted NATO ISR operations over the Black Sea, and they decided, well, maybe it's a good idea to stop doing all of that now. So in the last 5 or 6 days, or actually 8 days at this point, we haven't seen any ISR drones fly over the Black Sea. They did send some drones over Romania, but they did not get any closer to the Ukrainian airspace. And then they started sending these manned ISR aircraft, which are escorted by fighter jets, especially the EF-2000, the Eurofighters. So it's really peculiar they would do that. They claim that the Russians are lying, that they haven't lost any drones, but they are not flying those drones there anymore, and they're sending fighter jet escorts. Why? That's the question.
Curious, man, curious. Russian propaganda, man. Russian propaganda, that's all I have to tell you. For everybody who's here only for the news, thank you, goodbye. For everybody who's here for Working Brother Talks and all the bad humor and anything else that I might have in store for you, stick around. Look at that. We've got a PlayStation controller. No, seriously speaking though, I've had this FPV Kamikazi Drone game for a while now. It's in early access. It's like version point 0.2 or something. And I wanted to share it with you people because I finally got it working with my PlayStation controller. Because like it wouldn't work with my drone controller. I don't know why. Maybe because it's early access. But the point is, there are various missions. We've got APC in the field, quiet waters, boat operations, infantry in the trenches, sabotage group, search for artillery, and headquarters in the building. So, other than giving you the experience of flying and killing people in war combat stuff, you can also practice your flying. Drago, you have any request? Which mission do you want to see first?
Let's try the boat one. That was interesting.
You want to do the boat one? All right, let's see if it'll let me choose this. All right. This should be fun. Let's see. There we go.
Water is a challenge, man.
Now I get to show you people that I actually know how to fly a drone. By the way, I'm flying this through the recording, so I'm flying it with a little lag, but it should be doable. Oh, almost didn't make it. Anyway, let's go find this boat. Should be coming from here. The levels are very basic, and oh, there it is, right under us. And I gotta say that the graphics and so on, like from flying drones in general, previously in real life. Oh, goodbye.
Oops.
They didn't make it. Yeah. So you've got the drone here. For everybody who doesn't know, this is what a FPV drone looks like, with a bomb and a battery attached. Let's see if we can try one of those other missions. What do you think about this whole war gaming practice? Like, cause it's crazy. Cause like we're practicing here for war. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
This is not like a game anymore.
I was just about to say that this obviously has nothing to do with preparing millions of people for war of any kind. It's just they're accidentally and has nothing to do with any military-industrial complex, I guess.
Oh, wait, let me actually put this volume down for the in-game volume. All right, and then continue. Now we have to go and, by the way, people, smoking kills, especially when you're trying to fly a drone. Now we have to try and get into this building to kill people inside this command center. Oh, we didn't make it. We didn't make it. And then, wait, let's go in the front door. Aw, it's not as easy as it looks, I'll tell you that. Much respect to the pilots that are actually doing this on the front, because to do this and to be shot at the same time, like under fire or like whatever, and to still be precise enough to do this is crazy. Also, I'm also not really trying here. I should try harder. Drago, do you want to tell us your opinion about drone wars?
Oh, I mean, it's the real deal because it doesn't, in terms of economy of war, it doesn't get any better than this because, like, just think of it. How much time do you need to train someone to fly these things? How much time do you need to produce these things and so on? And then imagine how much time do you need to produce a $5 million tank and to train a tank to be effective. And there's only a single FPV drone can destroy a tank. Might not destroy it, but it's going to disable it. So, like, the economy of war is clearly on the side of the drone, right? So, and the fact that for the price of a, you can actually build tens of thousands of these things. It tells you pretty much all you need to know about how effective it would be on a massive scale.
Should we do infantry and trenches, or should we do the big mission? Let's do the big mission, but let me set up this drone first. Back to the other kind of ammo. This is RPG. We actually checked the ammo. Hold on, let me find that tab. And let's give some credit. Oh, there we go. FPV Kamikazi Drone on Steam. Get it. It's the producers are from St. Petersburg. So there's that. So yeah, there's 3 types of ammo. This type of ammo, which is fragmentation round. This type of ammo, which is heavy damage thermobaric round. And that's the same one. And the classic RPG-7 VS rocket. Hold on. What did I want to do? We need to do this. There we go. Yes, apply. And now we'll do the APC in the field. This is the biggest mission there is so far, and some of the things in this thing are insane. What's going on here? Only later did I realize that there's actually a tank on the move here, and we can go and intercept the tank on the move. Incoming right up ahead. Stay tuned. Boom. It is gone. And it's just that easy. And then you launch another one, and we've got an APC here shooting at our trenches. We've got to take care of it. So this is like a game review. This should be a game review. Game review, I like this game. This is excellent. Look at it. And then we're moving on. We've got an APC here. Actually, this AI is hilarious. Sometimes the AI messes up and it flips this APC. I think this is actually a striker, not an APC. And it gives you a chance to do cinematic shots, which is kind of like my thing, which is where I come from. Like when I used to fly, we used to fly to not hit things while they're on the move, not trying to actually make contact, trying to not make contact with them, but getting as close as possible. So it's always fun to follow this guy around here on the fields. And he's actually actively trying to avoid you, but the AI is pretty hilarious. I think I had enough playtime with this guy. That's that. And then this took me forever to find, because it tells you in the top corner how many things there are, that you got to take care of. Oh, let's do this. Let's fly through here for you guys. Ah, there you go. Now that's some flying. Fancy flyboy. Now we got some APC over here in the tree line. I love how this is basically like it would be in real life. We've got an APC here. He's shooting at our trenches, and we've got to take care of him. Leave a comment. You want to see more of this comment? Whoa! We missed him. We missed him, and we gotta come back around. This is not as easy as it looks. Oh, damn it. See what happened there, ladies and gentlemen, is our drone lost a propeller. So when it loses a propeller on a tree, it can't fly. And then it doesn't hit the thing, and then it doesn't explode. Here we've got a convoy. Did we hit the truck? No, we didn't hit the truck. What a fail. I'd probably get sent back to
Siberia?
Siberia and or the Kalashnikov troops. Also, here we've got trenches. In case you're more into the trench thing. We've got one guy here having a cigarette. Oh, we didn't get him. What? Did my game crash? Oh. Okay.
It's so realistic that it also crashes just like the connection crashes in real life.
Yeah. Hold on. Except my PC is actually crashing. Why is... Ow. Okay. Well. Wow, it's lagging. I hope this manages to record. I wonder what this is going to look like in recording mode. It wasn't doing this earlier. Where is my mouse? There it is. All right. At least now I'm back. Drago, Thank you for sticking with me through that. It's not your first game review that you've had with the Working Brother. I might leave a link to those earlier flights we did. People, thank you for sticking around. Check out the game on Steam. Check out Drago in the links below. Telegram, whatever. Patreon, all that good stuff. Buy me a coffee. Leave a comment, like, share. Drago, anything you'd like to say after that little experience? I have PTSD from flying around.
Yeah,
fly
I was
around
just
some more?
about to say that the buzzing sound is going to give a lot of people PTSD. However, it's a lot better to try to learn something that might actually save your life that you're going to need in a game rather than brainlessly and aimlessly playing Call of Duty, which is so realistic and it's always been, right? Especially the story. So like if you're going to time on games, at least like make it count. And when seeing all those drones, I just want to go back to what I said earlier in one of the previous episodes. I think we're going to see a lot of the shotguns come back into the military because there's not going to be any other way to shoot those damn things down. And shotguns, as Bill Burr says, they have a great spread, so they can be used quite effectively in a real war, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. Shotguns are birdshot is definitely a way to get drones out of the air. They've also got little self-defense, little shotguns with nets on them that are very interesting. All kinds of drone warfare things going on. Drago, thank you again for sticking around. Everybody who stuck around to the end and made it through my FPV torture, thank you. Have fun. See you later, people.